As much as I would love to say that everything with aiming can be distilled into a nice, neat top 10 list, some concepts are more difficult to talk about and understand. I'm calling these the squishy parts of aiming because they can't be easily described and they aren't black and white. These are often the fundamentals of fundamentals, so deeply intertwined with your every action that you don't even realize they affect you at all. Improving these core skills can result in a massive improvement to your gameplay because they have such a broad effect, while neglecting these areas can greatly limit your skill for the same reasons. This intro's purpose is to let you know that you shouldn't expect yourself to completely understand how to perfect these skills right away. But if you walk away knowing how to start, or at least to start, improving these areas, you can get a ton of value out of this video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to be the first to see more content designed to help you rank up just like this. The other purpose is to let you know that, especially due to the great nature of this topic, I can't guarantee that my experience will be exactly the same for everyone else. These tips did work for me, but you may need something different. That is up to your own judgment. Hello everyone, my name is Atchax, and today we are going to talk about relaxing in Valorant. Why is relaxing so important? An oversimplification would say that relaxed is fast and precise, while tense is slow and inaccurate. There are two kinds of relaxed, physical and mental, and we're going to start with physical. Physical relaxation refers to the actual muscles involved in aiming, specifically shoulder, arm, and hand. Try squeezing your fist as tight as possible. You'll probably notice that it is shaking a little bit and that it feels out of control. That is basically what tense aim is. It's choppy because the movements are jerky and out of control. It's difficult to be precise because it's tough to predict where your own mouse is going to be. It limits range of motion and it also impedes autopilot, your natural instincts in combination with muscle memory, because your body is rigid and you have to manually move it. This is much slower than autopilot. Tense muscles anywhere throughout the arm, shoulder, and wrist can have negative effects, but the main culprit is usually the shoulder. Tense shoulders tend to be raised and turned slightly inward with rigid muscles in the upper arms. You want your shoulders to sit back and low, almost as low as possible, and hang naturally. Having good posture and sitting up straight with your shoulders back should make this easier. A loose shoulder will give you a strong base and allow your motions to be natural. In my experience, it greatly helps with precision and flow. A tense arm is significantly less common as far as I can tell, and often is a result of reaching. Let your arm hang naturally from your shoulder with your elbow loose. I think it's better to keep the elbow closer to the body, but that's up to you. The key thing is letting yourself be natural. What is natural is usually whatever your first inclination is and what feels comfortable. Far more common is a very tense hand. It's also the most likely to slip under your radar unnoticed, especially since it's so easy to tense the hand right before an aim duel. A tense hand is going to inhibit your motions in both speed and precision. A loose hold on the mouse will maximize speed, and having a relaxed and tucked elbow makes keeping a loose grip on the mouse easier. Most mice are designed to fit into your hand, so try out a grip that falls into that fit. Once again, a good goal is to feel natural and comfortable. Let your hand rest around the mouse rather than clutching it tightly. I noticed a host of benefits from staying relaxed, including a dramatic increase in speed and accuracy. Aiming had an element of naturalness to it, with instinct and autopilot playing a much larger role. My aim was smoother, and I could better control it at different speeds as a result. Everything felt easier, and my style changed completely from frantic, with lots of overcorrecting, to a more consistent, measured approach. Most surprisingly, the game felt slower, even though I was definitely faster, and this made headshots much easier. It was a lot more fun with this approach too. I don't know if you will benefit from the same results, but I'm hoping that you do because it was a complete game changer for me. The other kind of relaxation is mental. Oftentimes being mentally tense is the cause of being physically tense. Being mentally tense is also similar to being physically tense. It inhibits your ability to think quickly and precisely. It makes your thinking rigid and one-dimensional, and steers you in the direction of either completely freezing or panicking with a knee-jerk overreaction. Let's think about what being distracted means. Distraction has to do with your intake of information being blocked. If you can't intake information quickly, you can't react, and in a game as fast as Valorant, your success will likely be severely limited. Rigid thinking also shuts down creativity because you have to force everything. In a game like Valorant with large amounts of problem solving, you generally can't afford to lose your creativity. You need to try new things and be adaptable, but being mentally rigid will block that. Perhaps most harmfully, mental tenseness causes people to freeze or panic and react really quickly with the wrong thing. This frequently brings out bad habits. If you are at a higher level, people may try to figure out what your panic reaction is and then force it out on purpose so they can counter it. But in any case, it's still not great to react with the wrong thing. While mentally relaxed, a majority of the aforementioned barricades are removed, and you may find a much enhanced ability to think under pressure. This alone is probably enough to justify trying to become mentally relaxed. There are a handful of counterintuitive or surprising details that I wish I knew when I was trying to become more relaxed. I don't know if these are the same for you, but I will share them anyways in the hopes that they will help you improve your game. The most counterintuitive thing for me was that being tense felt faster, but being relaxed was actually faster, even though it made everything feel slow. This became very clear upon comparison in aim labs, where being relaxed meant a fairly significant increase in speed and precision, as well as roughly a 6,000 increase in total score in grid shot. The most surprising thing for me was figuring out that I was actually tense. I'd been playing the same way all the time for multiple years and never even noticed. It's surprising how deep being tense can get into our accepted gameplay. Something I found frustrating was trying to force myself to relax. Self-reminders at regular intervals were the most effective method for me, as well as breathing calmly. It can also be difficult when you start trying to relax more because you don't know what you're trying to do. You can know exactly where to put your arm and how to do it, yet still be doing it wrong. Because being relaxed is not a series of points, it's an entire curve. I think being relaxed is intertwined with how your body naturally settles and what feels comfortable within good posture. I figured out what the goal was by hopping into the range and trying out different grips and whatnot, not even aiming at bots or anything. If you don't know what to do yet, that might be a good place to start. Finally, sometimes it's easy to think that aiming or thinking harder will have better results, but tensing up your shoulder doesn't make you quicker, and stressing doesn't actually help you solve a problem. They both just slow you down. Relaxing is ultimately about changing the game from something that is stressful to something that is more fun and enjoyable. The end benefit may be difficult to measure, but the change is something that is felt the same way one can feel the difference between being relaxed and tense. I hope that you experience a similar plethora of benefits as I did, and that you found some value in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, best of luck, and I'll see you next time.